Alright, so here's my 1981 Washburn A20. It's a monster. It's running a X2N DiMarzio here and a liquefier in the neck. And I'm playing through a 1967 Alamo Super... I'm playing through a 1967 Alamo Super Band piggyback amplifier. And I've got a metal core on for distortion and Boss Wazacraft delay, the analog delay, you know, just for fun. Maybe I'll do this first and turn off the distortion and the... So here it is, a full tilt boogie on the X2N, but clean. So the sustain on this guitar is insane because the neck goes all the way through the body on these guitars. And I'll probably be repetitive in this video because I'm going to tell you all about this guitar. It's been through a lot. And I bought it when I was 15 years old in 1981. I got it out of a music store out of Ann Arbor, Michigan called Al Nally Music. I wanted this guitar bad. I worked really hard after school for 2 hours every day for, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 months to save up enough money to buy it back then. Back then it was around 600, probably about $670 to $700, which was a lot back then. And anyway, I'm gonna do that one more time, and this time I'm not gonna talk over the top of it. Okay, so I'm gonna just play this clean, E minor, and listen to the sustain on this thing. It's awesome. It's like the end of the Beatles on A Day in the Life. That's nuts, isn't it? Well, here's the story about my 1981 Washburn A20. It starts with me wanting this guitar at some point in probably 1980. There was a brochure hanging on the wall in a guitar store in Escoda, Michigan, where I took guitar lessons. So I worked after school for 2 hours every day to earn money to pay for this guitar, and I figured it out. It was from January to like May. And so I love this guitar. Here's where the story starts. So I bought it when I was 15. Then we moved to Florida, and it had a standard Strat style vibrato on it, and it would go out of tune. And I tried different methods to try to keep it in tune, but it would never stay in tune if I really, whacked on the whammy bar. So I took it to a local music store and said I wanted them to put on a locking tremolo. They said, oh, okay, we're going to have to put on a Floyd Rose. And you can kind of see, if you look right here, where this piece of, oh gosh, I can't think of the name. It's laminated. You can see there from about here to here and up here, that's where they installed a Floyd Rose. It took them months to get it back to me, and they actually gave me a loaner Gibson Les Paul Custom with a Kaler on it. And I didn't know much about things then. I was about 17 years old at the time. And what they did, you can't see, I don't have any before pictures, obviously. That was a long time ago. But down inside here, where this, underneath this wood block, they actually over drilled the holes for the studs on the Floyd Rose. And by the time they gave this guitar back to me, I was practicing one day, and when I went to hit the whammy bar, it literally pulled out of the guitar. When I did, when I went like this on it, the whole Floyd Rose came right out of the guitar, and all these little wood chips came out. So they really did a horrible job. And at the time I was young and I didn't really know what to do, so I would put these ridiculous plastic dowels in there and change them every week. And it really tore up this guitar. It was really bad. So, as if that wasn't bad enough, then jump forward to about 1986 when Yngwie and Steve Vai were doing this crazy trick where they would swing their guitars around their neck, and catch it. It would go all the way around them. I decided that I was going to learn how to do that. Well, I didn't understand that they were playing Strats and lighter style guitars. This thing has an ash body on it, and it's thick, and it weighs almost as much as my Les Paul. Not quite, but it's a pretty heavy guitar. At the time I didn't have strap locks, but I had my strap had a big washer over it, and it was screwed into the guitar so it shouldn't come off. Well, the first practice run I did trying to do that, I had time to turn around and watch this guitar land neck first on a concrete floor and snap the headstock clean off. And I was devastated. And that was about 1986. So for the most part, this guitar from about 1986, there were a couple temporary bad fixes on it that didn't work. It pretty much sat in a guitar case for 10 years. And I was at a point where I was about ready to throw this thing away, actually. Literally going to throw it away. And then I decided to give this a try. And I don't know why, but it all worked out. So I somehow got this. I used 2-part epoxy, and I joined the headstock. You can see right here is where the split was on the back. I was able to join the headstock back onto the guitar. Somewhere in here, I drilled 2 holes and put wooden dowels in there with 2-part epoxy. And had to take off all of the lamination that was on this area that had the Washburn name and all that. And then I put this flamed maple laminate on top, stained it, somewhat glossed it. It's not perfect, but it looks, this was all, it was split really weird. It kind of split in between these and stuff. And so I wish I had before and after pictures, but I don't. Anyhow, I also decided